Everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica and our continuing series on the Sega Saturn. And today we're taking a look at Sega Rally Championship, released in 1994 on the Model 2 arcade hardware, and then down converted and ported over to the Saturn in 1996. And even though this game does not look anything like the Model 2 game as far as graphical fidelity is concerned, it's still an awesome conversion for the Saturn. It's one of my favorite racing games on the platform, and it is quite cheap no matter what region you get the game from, so it's definitely one I recommend because, as I've mentioned earlier in the playlist episodes, I want to show games that are awesome and might be expensive, and then I want to show games that are awesome and are going to be really affordable. So let's jump right into Sega Rally Championship. Basically, it is an off-road rally racing game, and what I really love about this is even for the conversion on the Saturn, the frame rate's great, everything's moving really fluidly, so it might not look anything like a Model 2 arcade game. It definitely plays and controls really fluidly, and for the Saturn, especially those early 3D games, it is quite the feat to be able to play this at the speed that you are. And what I really do like about the game is that you get all these different surfaces that you're driving over, and each individual surface has its own handling characteristics. So you really need to not just know how to drive on pavement, you need to be able to handle dirt, mud, jumps. All of the physics that the game has for the car handling feel really natural, and when you get really good at the game, it almost feels flawless when you're driving. Now, I haven't played this game for 6 months, and you'll see how I finish after 3 races, because there is a 4th track in the game. But to be able to access that, you have to get first place after 3 races. And you'll see that I don't get first place, but the game is quite fair. And the thing that I love about this the most is, as you play more, you get much better at it, and there's this definite learning curve that feels like you're accomplishing something, that you're getting a better idea of how the tracks handle, how each surface affects your car's handling, and then as you start memorizing the turns, you start realizing that turning and playing the game becomes second nature. And I really like that about these kind of more simulation arcade games compared to arcade racers, where the more you play, the better you get, the better it feels, and you start performing better. You'll see here now that we're in the first-person mode, and everything really feels super fast. It's got a great frame rate to it, it's fluid, it's dynamic feeling, the camera turns as you turn the car, and there's kind of this momentum and sway to the vehicle that feels really natural when you're playing the game, and I think that's one of Sega Rally's defining features, is just how good it feels. And that's just because it's a Sega game, and arcade racing games, or simulation feeling arcade racing games, were their bread and butter. If there's one company that knows in the 90s how to make a great racing game, it's Sega. And you will see that I'm bumping on the walls here, and that's just down to me not having played a ton recently. But any mistake you make is going to be down to your own skill. The game, if you're good at it, if you practice a lot, you won't drive into a wall like I just did, and you're going to be able to really feel each individual track and have a great time playing it. Now, on the downside, of course, it is much less visually impressive than the Model 2 version, and while pop-in isn't anywhere near as bad as Daytona USA, you're still going to notice it, and it still can be slightly distracting. And of course, Sega, with some issues with transparencies, you're going to see that dithering effect in the windows of the vehicle, but the fact that you can still see through them at spots is really nice. And I will say the game is quite short. You're going to see we've already completed 2 stages, and our total time is 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So as far as playing this game from start to finish, it's going to go extremely quickly. But that's the nice part about it, is that it is so cheap. You're really not spending a lot of money to get a very little bit of experience. So I would say in that respect, it is awesome. And you will see that some of these buildings along the racetracks are made of polygons, so they didn't have to convert everything down to, 2D background images. You just look at some weird things there with the motion of the water, where that tunnel starts. The rocks just don't go down, they kind of float in the air, but I'm really, trying to forgive as much as I can because the game is just that much fun. And as all the stages go on, they get more difficult and the turns get tighter, so you really have to be good at all 3 of them. Because you'll see right now I'm running in 5th place, and looks like 6th, I dropped back 1, and I'm playing this at the normal difficulty. So if you play enough, you're going to get really good at it. I actually finished 3rd, which doesn't allow me to access the 4th and final track, but because each playthrough only takes about 4 to 5 minutes, you really can run this game 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row and get more experience, get used to the tracks more, and just have a really good time learning how everything works, getting used to the handling, and being able to better perform in the game. And for that respect, I do like the fact that it is short, because you don't spend 30 minutes not getting to first place and then think to yourself, do I really want to put another 30 minutes in? This game goes very quickly through its playthroughs. So you'll see right here, I finished, I'm in 5th place. There was a giant explosion in my microphone. It's near the 4th of July, and they're just blowing fireworks off everywhere. I'm going to leave that in the video because it is fun. But after that firework, you'll see that we have finished in 5th place. I think the second playthrough I do 3rd, because I have played through this 2 different times to show you guys. And what I'm going to do compared to other episodes is I'm going to stop talking for about 4 minutes now. I'll let you watch the next playthrough, enjoy all the engine noises, the soundtrack, everything like that, and I'll come and close out the video right around the end of my second playthrough. Otherwise, enjoy everything you're going to see, and I'll be back in just a bit.
Three, 2, 1, go! Easy right. Easy left. Easy right. Wow! Over jump. Easy right. Long medium right. Checkpoint. Easy right. Over jump. Easy left. Easy left, easy right. Very long, easy right, baby. Three, 2, 1, go! Very long, easy right. Long, easy right, baby. Very long, easy left. Checkpoint. Medium left. Medium left, maybe. Long, medium right. Caution, hairpin right. Checkpoint. Stay left. Right. Easy right, easy left. Long, medium right. Easy right. Finish! Three, 2, 1, go! Easy left. Easy left. Easy right. Easy left. Checkpoint. Stay left. Medium right, baby. Long, easy left. Caution, hairpin right. Long, medium left, checkpoint. Easy left. Easy left, maybe. Medium left. Medium right. Checkpoint.
So yeah, that is Sega Rally Championship. You'll see here I'm running in third, and I'm going to finish in third place, and on the first playthrough I was in fifth, so you definitely get a lot better the more you play. But we really appreciate you guys watching the video, and we hope you enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend the game. If you could do us a huge favor, go down below, hit like, subscribe, definitely helps us out. We'll be back next Tuesday with more Saturn stuff, and we got videos on Friday and Sunday. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye!